And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week. And this week, most of the world's attention is across the pond as the world mourns the loss of Queen Elizabeth II, the only monarch that most of us will ever remember. And her grace, her dignity, her resolve were the hallmarks of her career and her reign. And she did so much for the British people and for the British Empire and for the citizens of the world. I was privileged to meet her on a couple of occasions, and I was always so impressed with her dignity and her grace. And the thing that really sticks out in my mind, it's difficult for us as Americans to understand the concept of a state church, but that's what they have in England, and the Queen is the defender of the faith and the head of the Anglican Church. And each year, she sent out a message at Christmas time, which was always so compelling and so personal. Her faith in Jesus Christ was incredible, and it governed all of who she was and what she did. She made no compromise of her Christian faith whatsoever and made it stand out as the hallmark of her career. And I'm sure that she has heard the words, "Well done, good and faithful servant." And as we say farewell to her, may she rest in peace and in the arms of her loving God. And another thing happened in Great Britain this week that was and will have international implications, and that was the ascendancy of a new prime minister. And Queen Elizabeth, as one of her last official acts, swore in the new prime minister, Liz Truss, who inherits, in many respects, a mess. The economy there is in trouble, but the Conservatives have an opportunity to show the world what they can do now. It's interesting that a lot of the celebrations of Queen Elizabeth's life and the somber remembrances of her death are going to be tamped down a little bit because of the economics of Great Britain right now. They're not going to have, apparently, the lavish ceremonies that other monarchs have had in past years. And I had an opportunity this week to take a couple of minutes from my own personal schedule to go to the Embassy of Brazil in Washington, D.C. to help celebrate the 200th anniversary of that republic. And Jair Bolsonaro is in the midst of a re-election campaign against the far-left criminal former president of Brazil, Lula da Silva, commonly known simply as Lula. And please say a prayer for Brazil and for Jair Bolsonaro, because they really are the last bastion of real republic government in South America and in Latin America generally. If Brazil falls to the far left, unfortunately, there won't be much left. So say a prayer for Jair Bolsonaro and for the people of Brazil. And closer to home, the U.S. Senate race in Pennsylvania is heating up, as all races across the country are. And in this pivotal race, it's now been determined that there will be at least one debate. The Fetterman campaign this week said that they will agree to a debate in late October. The problem with that is the timing. An awful lot of Pennsylvanians will already have voted because of early voting by the time that debate rolls around, if in fact it actually occurs. And it begs the question of the full ability of John Fetterman to not only campaign, but to hold office. All of us wish him a speedy and full recovery. There's no question about that. But lingering questions need to be answered, and the people of Pennsylvania have a right to know whether or not he is capable of fulfilling the duties of a United States Senator. And he should allow the media access to his attending physicians to answer any question that they have, and he should allow open access to all of his medical records so that voters can make an informed decision about the status of his health and the short-term and long-term prognosis from the professionals who have attended to him. And we lost another notable this week, Bernard Shaw, who was one of the quintessential journalists back when CNN was still reporting the news. He will be sadly missed, as will what CNN used to be. They say they're coming back to the center, but I don't see it happening very fast at this point. And of course, tomorrow we observe the 21st anniversary of the vicious attacks on the World Trade Center in New York. And a day that will always live in infamy and that we will always remember needs to, again, be a constant reminder to all of us that freedom isn't free, that we are constantly under attack by those that hate our civilization, hate our way of life, hate our economy, and ultimately hate us. And eternal vigilance is the ultimate price of liberty. So as we remember and recall, let us all be ever vigilant. and defend our freedoms and our way of life in every way we can and in every place possible. Because for now, that is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.